Welcome back, Mojo Sports, episode 46, back with the boys. I got Joe, my co-host, and Joe, let's just talk about the elephant in the room, okay? We did a little friendly competition. Keep in mind, it's just friendly, dude. It's just supposed to be friendly. And you had drafted a team, I drafted a team. We did snake draft, and we picked 5 teams each for the March Madness tournament, trying to get the winner. And all 5 of my teams have officially been eliminated.
Yep. And for a reminder, the punishment is a 10-minute solo pod. So Will has no chance. I have 3 teams left in the Final Four, 2 of which are playing each other. The other one is on the other side. I have a 3 out of 4 chance of not doing a solo pod.
Yeah, and that also leaves open the door. We could get an Illinois win. That's the only team that we didn't pick. And if they win it, then we're going to have to do a
normal
dual
pod.
Yeah, which is unfortunate for everyone. So
Yeah, well, what was our rule if we just didn't enter our mind of like,
yeah,
I don't think we ever set that out there. We probably should have thought of that.
I think we did come up with some ideas. Maybe like we had to go to next year's Final Four and do a vlog and hang out and party, I think was one of the things someone threw out there.
Yeah. You have to take a Uber ride with Tiger Woods as your punishment.
Yeah, good luck. For those of you who didn't hear, Tiger, he had a bumpy weekend, I should say.
Yeah.
And he may have flipped a car, but the good thing is he's got experience, all right? It wasn't first time at the rodeo, so he knows what he's doing. And Joe, what's the deal with this guy?
You know my stance. I've told you so many times. There's about 2 things I'd do if I had unlimited money. Well, the first one is clear. I'd buy an NFL team. I'd donate a shitload of money to an NIL. That's number 1. Number 2, it'd be get a driver. So Tiger has unlimited money. Get a driver. You could get fucked up as much as you want. And then the good thing about that is you have a driver. I can't. He must love driving. I don't know. But something's got to, you got third time's the charm, I guess, maybe.
I mean, does he get anxiety or something from just, if he goes into an Uber, it's a different experience than if we go in an Uber.
Right.
He's one of the most famous athletes of all time. So when he gets in an Uber, it probably sucks. I mean, I get the guys that talk. I don't want them to talk. They talk to me, and I'm nobody.
Right. But he's not getting an Uber. Like there's probably an app we don't know about where there's private security. He could get he's dating
just
a
a
Trump,
driver.
Like he's dating an ex Trump probably has private security. He could probably, get the Secret Service to drive him around if he really wanted to.
Hey, he's not allowed to drive around the grandkids anymore.
Yeah.
The House came out and said that. But I kind of want to bring up this point, right? This is likely prescription medication.
Yeah, probably. That's allegedly.
Because he didn't get a DUI as far as he blew zeros on the breathalyzer.
Yeah.
So it's got to be something else. And if we think it is opioids, prescription medication, well, then does he just never drive ever? Because he's got to take it throughout the day.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably something for pain. Like he's been through a lot of surgeries, and it's probably something that isn't awesome to be hooked on. So if you're going to do it, like just get it's a pretty simple solution that will cost him not even a penny in our terms. Like get a driver.
Well, I would argue though, Joe, if you know anybody, I'm sure you do in your life, people that are on opioids for back pain, different things. Guess what? They don't just throw away their keys and their driver's license. Those people keep driving, right?
Yeah.
Every day that you're on the road, we talk about an opioid epidemic. Well, that means there's a lot of people on them. And guess what? Those people still got to drive to work every day.
Yeah.
They have to be on this. So it happens all the time. I think the bigger question is he abusing them, right? Is he getting to a point where he can't drive? Because I know people that are on this stuff and they do take it and they drive fine, so whatever. Is he just abusing it to where he gets to the point where he is like falling asleep behind the wheel?
Yeah, I don't think it matters because the difference between who you're talking about and him is he has top 0.0001% money. So, maybe normal people like us, we can't afford a driver, but that's not a problem for him. And I've always wanted a driver. So selfishly, I'd want him to get, that just sounds sick. It's like, oh, my driver's come pick me up. You watch Lincoln Lawyer, you seen that show? He's got a driver always. Ex-con, find somebody. He can find somebody to drive him. I'll drive him. I will personally offer my services to drive him, and I will never be under the influence of anything. I'll drive Tiger Woods. My promise to him.
What's pay look like?
That whatever, honestly, I'll get paid in experience. Just being around him, so I'm sure greatness will rub off.
Golf lessons?
Yeah. If I could just get maybe a couple shirts from his golf brand, and maybe, enough to pay my bills, then we'll call it even.
Go play a round at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever he's offering, I will accept. Yeah, but that's an offer. That you heard it here first. I'll offer. I am offering to drive him.
And you don't think he's a bad guy?
I mean, it's like, addiction's not, I don't fault him for being a bad guy, but don't drive. It's not that hard in my head. I just,
Okay. Well, at least now he knows,
yeah.
right? Like, I just don't think he knew that it was bad. So now he knows. If he does it again, then sure, we'll start to have those talks about if he's a bad guy or not.
Can we talk about the real winner, though, is Genesis? I mean, anti-death machines, Genesis, driving Genesis, he's, it's a sponsorship for him. They are just getting free pub all the time. Great vehicles. I'm considering getting one because clearly you can't die in them.
No, not at all. And if you plan on flipping your car, this is the car for you. That's what I heard they were potentially moving towards as a slogan.
Yep. Have you seen?
Not
you ever
official.
heard of Tiger Woods? Yeah, that's all you need to know. That'll be 40 grand and a 7% interest rate.
Easy. Well, I know Tiger stole the show this weekend, but we also had March Madness, Elite Eight, Sweet 16, and anybody that said the tournament, it wasn't great this year, we don't have enough upsets and madness, they say it every year. I'm so tired of it. Give it time. It always works. It's never not worked. Okay. So we can start with the big one, but this was kind of the main event. We started off early in the Elite Eight. We got a Iowa team that was up early. They were up at half. They blow it. Favorite comes back. That's like, that's the first act. The second act, we get kind of the same thing with the Arizona game, a swing back and forth. Third game, it's just a blowout. Michigan beats the wheels off. And you're kind of going, oh, well, are all these teams just going to run away with all these favorites? And the Duke game starts off, you feel the exact same way.
Yep.
Right away, right? The first half, you were basically saying this game's over. Why are they even offering a money line at this point? Because this game's free. It's free money.
Yep.
And then the comeback starts, and Duke still seems like they're handling it. Like, it didn't feel like it was actually like unraveling.
Not for 1 second.
And not for 1 second until the final second of the game. And we see one of the best buzzer beaters of all time. The fact that it's in the Elite Eight, the fact that it's two blue blood basketball programs, stakes are so high. And it was just beautiful. I'm sure everybody has seen the clip by now. And where does this rank for you? Buzzer beaters, comebacks, tournament games.
I mean, 19 points against a team that, was seemingly unbeatable. It was unbelievable. And that's that deep three. I mean, like from the logo, beyond the logo, and just the crowd reaction because, the zoomed out camera, all the UConn fans right behind the bench. It was perfect. I don't think you could draw it up any better. And the game was over. Like, the game was over. They won. Duke had won the game. They just hold the ball and it's over. And yeah, that's what the tournament's about. And that's the type of shit that we live for. I love moments like that. I wish it wasn't UConn. I wish it was like some crazy underdog, but being down 19, they kind of put themselves in that spot of like an underdog. And Duke, I thought I was out of the Duke hate and I thought I liked Duke, but watching them lose is just so fun. It's so fun.
I had one of the worst betting weekends ever, and I chased with Duke. I said, this is my lock. They're going to cover -4.5. And I felt so good for 95% of that game. By the end, though, I was all UConn. I said, I'm not going to cover. So if I don't cover, I hope you go home. And that's exactly what I got. That kid shot from so deep, and they said like his last 50 attempts, he was like 17% from the 3-point line. Like he was in a rut and just hits the biggest one. I think the videos coming out are awesome. My favorite one has got to be the parents.
Yeah.
And if you see the full clip, they start off showing Boozer. They
Yep.
show his dad, and then they're like, oh shit, the ball just switched hands. They pan over to Hurley's mom,
Yep.
and just awesome videos. Such a cool reaction from her. I don't know. What was your reaction like when you saw it?
I mean, yeah, so like betting wise, I had Duke as well, but at halftime for some reason they were up so big, and it was only like I don't like cashing out bets. I've been told by everybody you don't cash bets out. That's just not what you do, right? But for
Mm-mm.
some reason at halftime it was like they were basically offering me the full value. So I said, fuck it, I'll take the money. I cashed out both of them. And then I'm watching this last little bit with absolutely nothing on the line, already having made my money. And that the whole time I was just saying, no way. Like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way that this is going to happen. No fucking chance that they lose this game. And all of a sudden they lost the game. And I just, yeah. You can't, there was no reaction because it was just no possible way that game goes that way that it did. And it's March. It's March. I love it.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a great
It was great. It was
experience. You,
amazing.
you
Yeah. It
won
was
money betting
free.
on Duke,
Yeah.
and they didn't win.
Yeah. They were
Yeah,
up by 20 at halftime. The money line was like insane. So it literally was like $3 difference between what they were offering me and the cash out. And I was like, I'd have to be a fucking moron to risk $3 difference on this just in case. And then, yeah,
dang.
I felt so smart. It was awesome.
My response, my reaction was just silence for a couple seconds. Like normally I jump out of my seat, run around the house, go crazy. This one felt different because when it went through, I just was kind of frozen for probably 2 full seconds where I was just like, did that just happen? I didn't think it was possible. Did that just, it was fun to think about in the back of my head. I was like, scenario wise, you're like, all right, you could steal the inbound pass, you could do this.
Uh-huh.
Once they got the inbound pass in, now I'm like, okay, game over.
Yep.
And yeah, it just took me a couple seconds to even calibrate it.
It's insane. And the Dan Hurley video is real, right? With him headbutting the ref. That is, and that
Dude,
did, yeah, that I know we were going to talk about it, but that, I mean, 10 out of 10 times, that's a technical foul. Like, that is a technical foul. But what the fuck was he doing? Like, he just got so caught up in the moment, and it was an unbelievable clip with his jacket half off. Like, it's
either
perfect.
either you get teed up or that's your boy.
Yeah.
Like that's something I would do with my boys after I hit a game-winning shot. We're going forehead to forehead, and I'm like, yeah, I'm him. Like, we got this, whatever. They seemed like they were boys.
That was
If they're
insane.
boys, I got no problem with it. But
Insane.
referee, you got to tee him up. And it's funny because the Duke announcers, if you watch their broadcast, right, they were calling for a technical. They were calling for a BS technical,
Yeah,
player running
reaching.
on the floor.
Yep.
This technical, though, actually makes a lot of sense. And it would have been the craziest thing if it happened because you maybe expect that from a player, but to have a coach become one of those clinic tape moments where you go, this is what you don't do in these moments. I mean, he's probably preaching it to his guys back in October, September, before they even start playing games. And all of a sudden, he puts his team in a rough spot, and that's going to come back and bite you eventually.
Yep.
It totally will.
The basketball gods will not forget that one because they got away with one. I mean, as a ref though, you can't make that call, but at the same time, by the letter of the law, that was a technical foul. Like, he assaulted a ref with his head.
I'm
And
telling you, they're friends. They have to be, right?
yeah, that was insane. Yeah, the Duke broadcast though, they were calling for a technical for a guy running on the court who was in the game. So just like a total reach. And they had a very justifiable technical. They just didn't see it. And I can't imagine how much of a bullet Dan Hurley feels like he just missed, because he easily they could have lost that game.
so easily, and that's all anybody would have talked about, and it would have possibly
It would have been a
tarnished.
sick. I would have. I honestly, that would have been a sick ending. That would have been hilarious, hilarious, right in Dan Hurley's face.
I mean, they probably would go to OT, right? At that point, you probably get one free throw
One
and
free
then
throw, yeah.
tie it up. We would have got more
You
ball.
imagine?
I mean, I gotta ask: is Shire on the hot seat? Do you think he's on the hot seat?
I think he's too young, but how do you not call timeout? How do you not call that time? Like call timeout? I don't know. Yeah, that was just a fucking boneheaded play. He's calling for it too in the clip. He's like, "Throw it up, throw it up." It's like, what do you? Yeah, I don't. They just must not know Caravan's 7'7". Like, how do you not? Yeah. The whole thing is just crazy. It doesn't. None of it makes any sense.
It's crazy. His face during the shot is so funny. I finally saw the angle where it shows both the play unfolding and his face, and wow, you see the soul leave his body. The moment the shot goes in, it's crazy to watch. It
Yeah,
almost looks like AI how quick he changes his expression. And yeah, I feel like he should be on the hot seat. I'm kind of under the impression in college athletics, you're always on the hot seat, and no different for him. He's at a school where you get all the best players, you get the most five-star recruits, and you're expected to win, and they haven't won in a long time. Are we going to sit here and say that Hurley doesn't win that game if he's coaching Duke, right? Like
right.
there's other coaches. If you truly think John Shire is the best coach in the entire world, or at least at the college level, then fine, keep him. But you're Duke. You should always have the best coach in the world because you can always get the best coach in the world.
Yeah, and they've had the best players, arguably. Team wise, they've had just team after team after team, and always something like this happens. So there's some sort of curse, and it's good for us. It makes
Last year,
great
the
watching.
Houston one last year
Yeah,
was just as insane. People
yeah,
forget they were down 6 with a minute left in the game, and they
yeah.
win in regulation.
I don't. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. The other team though that I like, Duke, yes, good. They looked awesome. They were dominating. But Arizona, I have kind of been fighting it for a little bit. I had Purdue beating them just as a flyer to try to be different, try to win some brackets because nobody's going to pick Purdue. But holy fuck, Arizona looks good. They are just, there's no holes. There's absolutely no holes in that team. I don't see how they lose to Michigan, and I don't see how they lose national championship game. I'm fully turned around. I do think Arizona just takes it because they look dominant. I mean, they have everything. They've got two bigs that kind of complement each other. They can shoot the ball. They can score. They're fun. They actually care. They're fun. Like I'm all the way in.
Yeah, they're healthy. They've got every position. They've got depth everywhere. Yeah, it's a great team. And I think a lot of people are going to say this Michigan game is the national championship.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
shaping up that way because I would argue Michigan's looked just as good.
Yep.
Michigan has not even been in a game yet, and that kind of does scare me. They have not been in a game. They've only blown teams out. At least Arizona, they were losing to Purdue by 7 at halftime. So they did battle adversity, which might move them up in my book, honestly, because when Michigan gets in a tight game, how are they going to handle it? We saw what happened in the Big Ten championship, fell apart. So,
Yeah. I think Arizona's just got a little more shit to them than Michigan. I think Michigan's got the same talent level, but that big dude for Arizona, the 7'2" guy, I mean, he's like, there's only so much you can do. And I think, what's his name? Yaxel Lenenberg for
Lendenberg.
Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a grade A cornball. So I can't, I don't know if I can
Same
get
age
behind
as
it.
us.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Arizona's got a little more swagger, but we'll see. That is the national championship, but that's the game that's going to be exciting. Illinois looks good too, though. Illinois looks good. I just don't think they look that good.
Yeah, Illinois can definitely score the ball. I think Houston was kind of the coming out party where they showed, hey, we can compete with these teams that are consistently in the Elite Eight, Final Four conversation. So beating them was big. I think they have a lot of steam. I trust their scoring. That's what's nice about them is you can trust that if they need a bucket, they have plenty of options. UConn though, man, they're scary. Like when
I
they get
know.
going, because they play, it feels like a game of runs.
Yep.
And we saw the Duke game. Duke went on a run, but UConn's been that way all year, where you can play a tight game with them, and all of a sudden, 15-0 run just happens out of nowhere. They started the Michigan State game that same way, right? If that run doesn't happen at the very beginning of the Michigan State game, we're looking at a way different game.
Yep. No, I'm on the Illinois train. I think only because I think it's going to be a hangover game for UConn. I think that was their peak. How do you can't top it. You know what I mean? That's the peak.
Yeah, I will never know. Luckily, they have a full week before Indy, so that does help. But yeah, Braylon Mullins, he just cemented himself into the March Madness lore, right? We'll be talking about that shot forever. And the other kid on the team, I don't know how anybody is going to stop this kid. Terrace Reed Jr.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
He
Looks like
is a
Shaq.
monster, and he's the one that scares me about Illinois. I'm
Yeah.
just kind of wondering, how do they stop him? Because he gets every rebound. He
Yeah.
gets like 20 rebounds a game, it feels like. Maybe he just does it in the tournament, turns it up. But I remember whoever they played in the first round, it might have been Furman, but he had, with like 2 minutes left in the game, he had more rebounds than their entire team just by himself. He had 26.
Yeah. No, he's big too. Looks like a D end or something like that. Like he had a fast break in their game against Duke, and it was like holy. Like he might have broke the backboard. Like I was waiting for the glass to shatter.
If he had those 90s rims, all
Yep.
right,
It's
people
gone.
forget, all right?
Yeah.
We took those away, all right? Shaq, he's a myth. He's great. He's awesome. But that would definitely still be happening modern
Oh
day
yeah.
basketball. Yeah, it's awesome to see. I mean, and then in the Illinois-Iowa game, we got the horn debacle. I don't know if
Yeah.
you saw that. I looked up at the TV, and these guys were running suicides with 7 minutes left in the first half, and I was like, "What are we doing?" But it turns out there was a malfunction with like the jumbotron, and they could not turn off the horn.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife was in the kitchen or in the bedroom, something like that, and she came out and she's like, "What are you like? What is that noise? It's been going on for like 3 minutes, and it's just 11 minutes of horn had to be miserable at the arena." But yeah, that was hilarious. It was just that's just a perfect. It's fun. That's a perfect fun thing. But the
It kind of
suicides is like, all right, yeah, right. You're not warmed
Yeah.
up.
Let's chill out, guys. It kind of felt like the Super Bowl when the lights went out
Mm-hmm.
because I mean Illinois came back, won this game. They were losing at that time.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yeah. Investigation. Houston.
incoming. How are you feeling about well, actually, first, before we get into the next round, Final Four, I do want to say I mentioned it earlier. Worst betting weekend I've ever had. I went 0 for 8, 0 for 4 on Friday, 0 for 2 on Saturday, 0 for 2 on Sunday, followed up by a 1-7 UFC performance. So it was tough, right? And even the UFC bets, there were a couple minus 350s in there that I was just like, I just got to see one go in. And they weren't. They were just rimming out every time. So it was terrible. But going to the Final Four, you think Arizona just walks away, and you think they play Illinois in
I
the
think they'll
Natty?
play Illinois. Yeah, I do. I think they'll play Illinois. I'm not like sure what the spread is on the Arizona game. I haven't looked into it yet, but I do think they
Pick them.
beat Michigan. Yeah, okay. Then I'll take I might even alternate it up a couple points cuz I think Arizona can get on a run. And I don't know if Michigan can hang. I really don't. I like the swagger that the Wildcats are playing with.
I saw FanDuel, they threw up a tweet. They were like, this game's over. It was the Michigan game. And they just threw up the odds for the Arizona game. And then all of a sudden, they do the same thing because they're feeling cocky. They do it again during the Duke game, of course. So that line would have been Duke minus 3.5 against Illinois.
I saw that.
Now we're looking at Illinois favored by 2.5 over UConn. That's the line right now.
What happens if you were to have taken that?
You just get it voided out. You get your
Voided,
money back.
soft.
Yeah. It's kind of like DraftKings will throw up fake odds, not even fake odds, hypothetical odds for Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz, 4 or 5, whatever it is at this point. And if it doesn't happen, you just get your money back. You basically just say, hey, here's my money. Hold on to it till December 31st.
0% interest.
And you send it back. But yeah, it's not building at all while it's in there.
It's like it's like paying taxes. You get your tax refund. It's like, oh, I got money back. It's like, no, the government just had that for 6
Yeah.
months and you didn't earn anything on that. Yeah,
Hopefully you got it all back.
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yep, we're in.
I'm going to be honest, I haven't run my numbers yet, but I think I will be expecting an Illinois, Arizona as well. I
It feels
do
like it.
yeah, I do like Arizona a lot. And this is the best Arizona team I've seen in my lifetime growing up in Arizona. So I would like to see them get one done because they haven't gone to a Final Four since I've been a college basketball fan.
Yeah, no, I think they're due. The West Coast is due a little bit. I would like to see the Big Ten win, but they've got enough football dominance right now. I think we can give the Big 12 little basketball nod. And Arizona's fun. I think Arizona being good is good for the sport.
Great for the sport. And honestly, I don't want to see the Big Ten win either. I would hate that. They think they're the best in college basketball.
Yeah,
Now. They're claiming it. And I still believe it's the Big 12.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to argue though with how the Big Ten played this tournament. They have, they might not be the best, but they're deep. They got a lot of teams that are deep, and even their fringe teams. It's they've kind of been half of every round as Big Ten teams, and it's the same in the Final Four. Half are Big Ten teams, so they got a good shot. They have a real good shot. And Michigan's nice, but I don't know if they're as nice as Arizona.
And the ACC and the SEC are sitting this one out. I saw somebody, they said the thing that NIL has done is it's stopped people from paying the SEC schools, and now they're paying the players, and the players choose where they want to go.
Yep.
So we might be seeing the fall of the SEC empire, which I think I'm here for it.
Yep. No, I'm here for that, and I think it's the same with the ACC. Everybody kind of, Duke, North Carolina. I don't like the ACC that much. I really don't. I think I'm a Big 12 basketball guy. I like the style of the Big 12. It's the most fun. The most, the environments in the Big 12 are rocking, and they're kind of the classic college basketball. Obviously ACC's up there too, but I like Kansas. I like all the home courts in the Big 12 are really fun. Houston's got a great home court. Yeah, I'm here for it. Arizona, let's get it done.
I grew up an ACC fan, but I think those days are way past us at this point.
Yeah.
Well, you got any plans for the game? Where are you watching the game?
I don't know yet. I haven't decided.
Are you like a bar guy?
No. I've firmly made that clear. If everybody's going out to the bar, as friends, I'll do it. But I like watching the game from my couch. I like being home, free booze. If it's a party, sure, we're doing that. Great, but no, I'm not a fan of the bar. I did play the worst round of golf probably in my 3 years of being in Arizona yesterday. So I was watching the game on my phone while just paying to have my dick kicked in 90-degree heat in Arizona. So there was like a very welcomed point of relief just to see some greatness because there was nothing coming out of me. So yeah, that was my version of a bar yesterday. McCormick Ranch. Yeah, it's okay. It was okay. It's cheap.
Okay. We're going to have to start getting Joe's Arizona golf course reviews on here.
Yeah, it's the hackiest guy if you want to see. It's not what my Gin app says. My handicap looks good online, though.
There's a few of our listeners that are in Arizona, and they're
please
guys.
Send me recommendations because I've played a decent amount of courses, but I'm not I by no means claim to be, golf guy, but I'll go swing it with anybody. I'm right, probably 12, 13 handicap. It's probably 20. So I put 12 though in the sheet.
Okay, 12. I mean, that's much better than old Willie Moe over here. I've only broken 100 5 times in my life.
It's pretty good. Your clubs all do go the same. distance somehow.
do.
It's a
Which
magic trick.
honestly, I think if that was a new sport, if you could only hit the ball the one distance, no matter what club you hit it with, I think I'm geared up to win that.
You're world number one.
Right. So come at me. We'll play that game. But the day I take golf lessons, watch out.
Yep. No, I believe in you.
I just don't know when that'll be.
It's all right.
Well, Joe, let's hit the other sports. Okay. That's our March Madness. Can't wait. We'll talk Final Four. We'll know the champion by next episode. So you'll get a live reaction. We do these Monday nights, put them out on Tuesday. So that'll be fun. And we'll post a graphic as well for any picks this week. Other sports, though, first thing I want to start off with is the NFL. Seahawks will be doing Hard Knocks this season. Joe, are you a Hard Knocks guy?
I do. Yeah, I watched like the first 3 and then I stopped because then you right into football. But the first couple get me juiced up.
Yeah, the first couple are so good, and then by the third one, you're just so over it. And
like, this show fucking sucks.
yeah, you're like, remember, babe, how I said like I wanted to watch this on Sunday nights? Like, it's actually we're good, we're done. The schedule's cleared up.
Yep.
But I will say the chicks do like it too. If you have a girlfriend, fiance, like if you throw on Hard Knocks, they will buy in. They'll watch it for a little bit. And then in a couple months, they'll be like, hey, why did we stop watching the show?
So football actually started and we don't have to watch the reality TV anymore.
Exactly. But they eat that thing up. I think Seahawks will be fun on it, though.
Yeah.
Probably get a good look at Jackson Smith and Jigba. I would imagine will be the star of the show. But maybe even get a little Sam Darnold, build up his personality. I think most of the media doesn't really think he's that exciting. I've heard him on a couple podcasts, though. He seems like a chill ass dude.
Yeah,
like
just
one
like
of the
Cali,
boys.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy works for the Seahawks, so I'm hoping to just get a bunch of clips of him, like the Leo meme on the couch, just pointing. Every time I see him on the sideline, I'm like, dude, let's go.
What's he do out there?
Equipment for him. He's got a sick clip with Pete Carroll, and Pete Carroll's. It's the clip where he's playing quarterback, and my buddy's in the background of it. And Pete Carroll's just rolling right, and then I see my friend, I'm like, that's so sick.
You're like, that is so. How did you do that? You were just standing there, so just unassuming.
Just a perfect spot. It's like he knew where the camera was. He just posted right there.
That would be my goal. If I was an equipment guy on Hard Knocks, I would just try to get in the most shots possible. I would run a game with the other equipment guys, and you would just see me running across at practice to the camera crew every time.
I learned that trick. My dad taught me that because he's a strength coach. He's the get back coach on the sideline. He said, you ever want to get on TV, you just go stand next to the head coach because they show him 60 times a game. So in college, I was always behind Coach Sanchez, just kind of right there because I knew I'd get a couple minutes of TV time and pick up the ball after a punt, hand it to the ref. That was my other trick.
See, a guy like me, I just know
you're going to be on TV.
First one touching the ball. Camera's got to start somewhere.
Yeah. See, that doesn't happen for most of us, you know.
The old head coach trick. Every time I was on camera with him, I was just getting motherfucked. There was spit flying in my face. Camera just zoomed in on me. So I tried to stay as far away from him as possible most of the time.
Yeah, depend on the game for me too. But if I ever needed a little, go back, watch the TV copy, there I am.
You guys teach that at the Long Snapping Academy that you go to?
Yeah. Hey, listen, you're not going to get much airtime, but if you want to prove to your kids you were on the team, here's a way to do it.
Every Tuesday and Thursday, these are the drills we're doing. All right, how can we get in on the camera without actually?
You want to be on ESPN or no?
Yeah. And then you get a guy that comes in. He's like, "Yeah, I just snapped the ball over the punter's head. I get a lot of camera time."
They zoom in on you a lot after I did that.
The cameras, they didn't leave the whole week actually, and I had to sell my house. Picket fences outside. Yeah.
My door got
the whole
egged.
9 yards. Yeah. Lost my children. Insurance covered it. The Major League Baseball, though, they have made a shift. All right. People think this is an old time sport. They're stuck in the old days. Well, it turns out they're using AI to help with the strike zones. I'm sure you saw this. We also figured out that CB Buckner is the worst umpire of all time. He's usually wrong. So if you just tap your hat after a call you don't like, you've got like a 95% chance to get it overturned. And that's exactly what happened. People are kind of freaking out, saying, "Hey, this is kind of taken away from the game." I don't see the problem with it. What's
Yeah.
wrong with getting the call right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm half with the old guard of like, you're ruining the game because, challenge, you only get a couple a game, which helps. But if you win it, in the case of old CB, you weren't losing many challenges. You probably had unlimited throughout the game.
Just
But
rolling it over.
yeah, it just feels a little weird and slow. Like now, are we even just like, what's the point of having the ump back there? I guess I don't know. Eventually, there's just going to be a little drone flying right behind the catcher, and it's going to be balls and strikes. It's a little bit, it's kind of sad in a way, but like in terms of accuracy and getting the pitches right, if I'm a batter, I probably like it. I don't know. Can pitchers challenge too or no?
Yeah, I believe pitchers can definitely challenge.
That's
And
pretty sick.
um yeah, it's not pitchers, it's the catcher. The catcher
Okay,
challenges
catcher
it.
challenge. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, because I saw old boy for the Royals and he was on fire. He
Yeah.
was just every time he tapped his head, you were like, all right, we probably don't even need to watch it again. Like he knows better than the ump. And I think it's not the worst idea to just, if you want to speed it up, just make it the AI calling it every time.
That's what
We're
I
still
it
gonna have
right.
we're still gonna have umpires. Like there still needs to be guys watching the rest of the field. You can still have one at home plate because there's gonna be plays at the plate that he needs to make calls for. But ultimately, I think that's where the game's headed. It makes the game so much faster, and you can't bitch and moan about the strike zone anymore. People do love the human element of it. So I get it. I don't want to take away from that. But if you're also in the same party that Des Bryant caught the football, then you don't like the human element. You only like it when it works for you. If you like seeing the right call get made every time and something with a strike zone, it's pretty cut and dry. It's
Yeah.
was this ball in the painted zone or not? And I think we're headed that way. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it speeds up the game. But I do love the transition period we're in right now where you're actually watching umpires. They're feeling the pressure
Oh, they're getting body bagged. Yeah. It's
and they
awesome.
feel it going into games. Like it woke their ass up where you're like, yeah, you don't get to sit back there and big dog everybody now. Like
Yep.
you're under scrutiny, just like these players. I
Yep.
love it.
I do too. The only thing I want to keep is the strike three calls. I need, even if that's the only thing the umpire does, they have a little earpiece and they just get balls and strikes told to them. I need the old, the strike three movement because that's the only reason an ump's really there.
Ooh, Joe, you're kind of talking about like lip syncing,
Yep.
right? Where you're just out there
Feeding
making
them.
calls, but it's actually coming from the AI.
It's
I
like
kind of
presidents
actually
on a debate
love that.
stage. Just feed them the
Yeah,
answers in a microphone. Why not?
that's actually, yeah, that actually might be the future.
Yeah. You're telling me that's not going to like these umps are going to riot eventually because who likes being told you're wrong 16 times a game? And there's no chance you can do it better than a computer system. We're finding that out
No.
across a lot of places. So yeah, it's a little sad, but at the same time, it's way better.
Right. And eventually the players will all be robots and we're just going to watch 5,000-yard nukes. Just Aaron Judge, who?
It's just going to be Rocket League. We're going to have real Rocket League.
Yeah. Like Megatron is going to be up to bat in game 7 of the World Series.
Japan's trotting out like Mechazilla versus like, yeah, Optimus Prime. It's going to be sick.
Hey, I used to watch that show BattleBots where you'd
Yeah, oh,
build
yeah.
a robot that's just
Fight
going
'em.
to fuck up another
Yeah.
robot.
Show was
That
so
was
sick.
electric.
They had like the
Yeah.
saws coming down, the flamethrowers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ahead of
No.
their time.
Yep. Beyblades too, same shit, except
Beyblades.
accessible at recess for us.
Yeah, on the playground battle bots.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
Some
Dad, I
said.
lost my 4th Beyblade this week. I'm gonna need you to buy me another one.
Get
Take
a
out a
second
second
job.
mortgage.
Yeah.
Timmy took my 4th Beyblade. I need another one.
I'm gonna
I'm
need you to pick
embarrassing
up
this
a
family.
few shifts at the coal mine. You know who else is ahead on technology and AI right now? That would be Dana White. Dana White, he was taking some criticism because for this Adesanya card, he's been using some AI to promote these fights with some of these hype up videos now.
So they're AI videos.
Yeah, I think it's like a hybrid, probably,
Okay.
right? Of because they've always done these vids, but there's definitely AI going on. And Dana White's quote was, "Give me a fucking break. AI is coming, and if we're using AI, who gives a shit? People are upset. We should use artists. How about this? Shut the fuck up and watch the fights." Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
no other commissioner's doing it like Dana. He said, "You're gonna like this product, all right? You're not here for the art, all right? Fuck the art."
I wish Roger Goodell and some of the other ones would start talking like that. Can you imagine? Roger Goodell goes up on stage and instead of just eating the booze of the draft, he's like, "Hey, fuck you," and just whatever, read something like that's I love it.
Everybody starts booing. He's like, "Shut the fuck up! Get him out of here!" Yeah.
Guess what? Banned for life. You're never going another game.
Well, also in the UFC card, in terms of that, I will say Israel may have a problem. And I'm talking about, obviously, Israel Adesanya. He may be washed at this point. He went in there. He's on a 5-fight losing streak going into this fight, I believe. And then he got, I don't know how to put it. He just looked like a little kid getting beat up by his older brother. And the guy that beat him, too, he's under some flack, Joe Pfeiffer, because he came out and said he had some like mental health issues, thought about KYSing, KMSing, KYSing, sure, himself. And then it came out the only reason he wanted to do that to himself is because he cheated on his girlfriend. So now people are like, hey, you've kind of just like cornered her. You're kind of like, hey, stay with me, babe, but like, otherwise I'm going to do this to myself. Yeah, so a little testy. And then he has now found God. So now he's very big into God. People on Twitter, they're not happy about this whole thing. So that was weird. Also, there was a potential, I thought it was a murder at first, but the co-main event was Alexa Grasso versus Macy Barber. Joe, you had to have seen this highlight by now, I'm sure.
I have not. No, I will look it up immediately, though. Yep, right after.
Okay, we're going to go look this up. But Macy Barber, Alexa Grasso. Alexa Grasso throws like a hook, puts Macy Barber just in the shadow realm. And as she's falling, she's also like spinning around, like twirling. She's just gone limp. And Alexa Grasso, very good jiu-jitsu. She hops on her neck as she's falling and starts cranking a rear naked choke while this chick is already asleep. And then there was a lot of debate. Did she choke her out or she knocked her out? Because she was knocked out while she was falling to the ground, but then sniped the choke before she even hit the ground. Either way, they call the fight. And Macy Barber was on the ground, wide-eyed open, not moving a single finger, limb, anything, for a solid like 2.5 minutes. She looked like the first death in the UFC, and Paramount happily just put a camera guy right in her face for the entirety of the it was a tough scene for Paramount.
Jesus. Were the announcers like
Silent.
concerned at all? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was like a pretty much like, hey, let's make sure everyth's okay before the show goes on. The other girl is like on her knees praying over her. She just did it to her, and now she's praying for her. It was weird, but I have heard some rumblings. I've got some people on the inside. Heard some stuff that it might just be her. She's a bit of a drama queen. Okay. I didn't say it. Some people have said that seems like the kind of thing she would do. So
yeah, That's
I'll let you watch the clip. You decide.
yeah. That seems like a tough place to fake something after getting just knocked the fuck out, but who knows?
Yeah, the knockout did not look fake. That
Yeah.
part looked pretty real. But maybe she exaggerated it. And for my final MMA news for the listeners, I saw that Barron Trump actually saved a girl. He was on FaceTime with this girl, and she was with an MMA fighter. It was her boyfriend. He's an MMA fighter from somewhere in Europe. And basically, he got really jealous because Barron Trump was FaceTiming her. And according to news sources, I don't know, but his name was Sweetie or something like that, Sweetheart on the phone. So the dude was like, "Who the hell is this guy?" In my girlfriend's phone. Barron Trump uh, witnesses her getting beat up by this guy. This guy gets real mad. He calls the cops, gets help for her. They barge in, take him to jail. I think he got 4 years.
Wow.
So, yeah. So that was MMA news to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to count that. I'm the MMA insider on the show.
Yeah. Barron Trump, just a roster of ladies.
Yeah. And obviously, if he was there, he would have kicked that dude's ass anyways.
Yeah.
He was a few hundred miles away, couldn't do it.
And then hit a nasty jump hook because he's 6'7" and should be playing for Duke.
I do think Duke could have used him out there. I think we can all agree on that.
He would have bodied up Caravan. They never would have made any of those threes.
Yes. Joe, you got anything else from any other sports this week?
Nope. It's
Nothing
slow. We're getting
crazy.
slow. I'm into I do have a new betting angle, first pitches. So I'm on the first pitch train, first inning, first pitch, electric bets, following a guru. I will release his name after I make some money with him. So I'm paying for picks. Probably first time I've ever paid for picks in my life. I'm doing it. I'm trusting the process outside of myself because I'm not a good bettor. It's been proven time and time again. So let's trust some experts on real high value returns in first pitch, first inning baseball bets.
You had to have done better than me this weekend.
Yeah, no,
I'll tell you that much.
I made money this weekend, but it was long overdue. This tournament has not been kind to me.
Okay, so that's your new angle though.
Yeah, new angle, yeah, new system. I'll tell you how it goes. The only other system I've ever followed religiously, and I play it to this day, anytime I play roulette. We were at the El Cortez. You were probably there. You were probably in the bathroom sleeping, but El Cortez, I watched this guy, and I'm pretty sure this guy lost his car at the roulette table. You know, he put up car note, whatever he was doing. But he taught me this system. Okay, you play the corners on roulette. 1, 3, 9, 13. You play every corner of every box. Every time I play it, every time I end up making money. So shout out to that guy. Only other system I've ever followed in my life. So we're going with the quote unquote system of first pitches here.
All right. I'm curious to know how that goes. Also, that is not financial advice, all right? But the corners are undefeated from what Joe's saying on roulette. Yeah. So go find the nearest roulette table to you and report back to me.
Yep. Always bet the zeros too. People say that, but you put right in the middle. They say, oh, don't bet the zeros, not EV. Fuck you. Whenever it hits zero, even if it loses 90% of the time, which it does, the one time it does, you look around at everybody and you say, hey, that's why you bet the zeros.
I go with a group. We play roulette, I would say like once every month, maybe 2 months. And they're big green zeros bettors.
Have to. Got to do it.
And every time I go with them, I refuse to do it. They're like, look, play what you want to play, but just make sure you put one chip on
one chip.
The zeros.
That's all it costs.
And I never do it. And every time I go with them, it is on fire.
It hits. It's rigged.
I'm telling you, when I go with them, it hits like 1 out of every 10 times.
Yep. It's there for a reason. They fuck people over because it's like, I'm not playing the zeros. I'm way too cool for that. And then bang.
Was that me? That you were doing me right there?
No, I think that's you're the common man. You know, sometimes you got to go against the grain and just suck up your pride and put a little chip on the zeros.
You got a real big head ever since all my teams got eliminated.
If I can't get 3 out of 4 with arguably the worst team, not being on my list, it's like I'll happily do a solo pod with you together.
Okay. Yeah, solo pod together. Yeah, the solo pod I'll be doing, I'll probably do it. Well, we're going to release one right after the national championship, so I'll probably do it later in the week, gather my thoughts,
When there's
kind of tell
just
you.
no sports on, then we can do it.
Maybe I'll make like a manifesto. It'll be things to remember for next year's tournament. And we can revisit that a year from now.
Release it in like June or July.
Sure.
Hey,
Yeah.
remember that?
When it's
Remember
hot.
that March Madness? This is me paying my price.
Yeah, those will do numbies. Joe, let's finish off the episode with our new segment. We were going to do it last week. Bit of a time crunch, didn't get to it, but this is at the end of the episode. We're going to let it fly. And this is all the stuff that we want to get out there, but you only get to listen to it if you make it this far in the episode. So, Joe, I'm going to let it fly with my first take. I think it's my only take of the day, but we had the white versus black conversations about the football teams, and I'm sure people did it with the NBA also. But I just want to say, I think that we would have a good chance to win that game. I just say we because I am white, you're white, okay? But I think the whites can win this game in the NBA because when you look at it, we start off the roster with Luka Doncic and Jokic, and people will say, "Oh, those aren't white people; those are Euros." Uh, I don't care, big guy. All right, I'll let you have Joel Embiid and Giannis. All right, those guys aren't from America. But I would still put them on the black team. So we get we get Jokic and we get Luka. I'll take you through my lineup. My lineup would be at the 1, I'm gonna put Luka. At the 2, I was between either Austin Reeves or Tyler Hero. Okay. One of those two. Not bad. Then at the 3, I'm gonna go with Cooper Flag, even though he's more of like a 4 right now. We're gonna have some big whites. Okay. And at the 4, I'm gonna put Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
With his sub being Sabonis.
Questionable on him. He's questionable. I don't know if he'll agree to play for the white team.
Oh, is he like that?
Yeah. You see the commercials.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and then Jokic obviously at the 5. And that brings up a perfect debate, Joe, because do we count Steph? What team does he go on?
No, I think he gets to pick. It's like the Chappelle
do they get to pick
with Tiger
Woods. Do they just make their own team? Because the mixed team would be nasty.
The mixed team, yeah, they'd probably win.
Yeah, they might actually win.
Yeah, no,
it might be the new meta.
The Euro debate, though, that's a good angle. I don't think that many people are thinking about that angle. So I'm with you. Football, I still think it's not really close.
Yeah, football's tough.
Yeah,
football's tough when you get to skill positions. Because even in basketball, you can see we don't have a whole lot of guards.
No, but you're looking at the NCAA tournament. I mean, you're going to have a lot to add to that roster here in a couple of years because it seems like every team's got 3-4 dudes from overseas that are just balling.
Yeah, that's true. We're definitely getting carried by Europe. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. We have like
white Americans.
We have Austin Reeves and Conca Nipple and Alex Caruso, Peyton Pritchard. Those are the American ones.
Did you see Amon-Ra and what's his brother's name? Equanimous. Yeah. Did you see their dad and his takes about the race stuff?
No.
He's basically saying you got to watch the clips, but he's basically saying you should go find an African American man and you have an 80% chance of getting to the NFL because that's just how the numbers work out. And Amon-Ra and his brother were just dying laughing because his dad was just like spitting, and he got a bunch of hate online, and then he like doubled down the next time they were talking about it. He was just like, "Hey, like I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like I'm just spitting facts here."
So I just have to go find an African American male, and my son will go to the NBA.
If you have a kid with him, that's what he says. Yeah,
I just gotta have a kid with an African American male.
Your odds go way up. Yeah, that's what his clip says.
It's all gambling at the end of the day, right? Yeah,
he's genetically gambling with the highest possible chances. He's just a numbers guy.
Well, he did fine. I don't think we have any room to argue against him, actually. I trust those numbers, too. I believe the data that
Yep.
why would he lie, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got one here, and I think you're gonna like this one. I have an idea for immigration. Okay, immigration's hot in the streets, not only in the U.S. but in every other country. Okay, so here's my proposition to the world. You can enter in to a pool in your home country. Okay, say you would like to go live in Sweden. Okay, you want to go move to Sweden for some reason. You enter yourself in a pool of people. Everybody else in the other countries, they want to go somewhere else. They enter themselves in this pool as well. If you are selected, you have to be in the pool. You can't just get randomly picked out of a hat, but you got to be in the pool. You can select one other person from that country that's also in the pool. You duel, you win citizenship. You get citizenship of the place. UFC style fight. We're not gladiators, not to the death, but you get to fight for citizenship of a country you'd like to be in. By choice, you have to choose to go into this pool. I think it'd be electric.
What happens to the other guy, the loser?
They have to stay in their country, or they have to then fight the next guy to try to get to a different country. It's like a, ladder thing.
It's a ladder.
You just keep going. Once you're selected, you got a good chance until you give up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how this would play out, like geographically, if we're just gonna get, you probably get a town of peace somewhere, a bunch of pacifists living somewhere. And then ultimately, though, the US would just be filled with a ton of roided out alphas, probably at
Dogs.
that
That's what
point.
I'm saying. Like whoever
A
is
lot of
going there
dogs.
clearly earned it. So it's not like the country that they're going to is getting a loser. They want to fight. So they get to go to this new country with full rights, full citizenship.
And then they're like, yeah, now we have nobody here that knows how to code. We don't have anybody in the medical field.
It's just a
But
bunch of
man, these guys can
warriors.
fight. These
I, I,
guys,
hey, I think it's good. It's all by choice. We're not talking Hunger Games shit. You're not drafted into all this, but it's like you can't. It's hard to get citizenship. It takes whatever 9 months. It's hard for people to get citizenship different countries. So let's simplify it. You win a fight, you're in.
can I just get dual citizenship? Like,
Yeah,
do
you
I
got
have to?
you got to
Okay,
go double belt. It's like McGregor. You got to win two.
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Where are you going? What pool?
I'm not entering anything. You think I'm going to win a fight? I'm not
Yeah,
taking that chance. You want me to just end up in an endless ring of fights that I'm going to get my ass kicked? I'm not. I'm happy here.
you're like, here's a topic that means nothing to me. It doesn't affect my life at all. Let's say they just fight for it. You're like food stamps. No, those don't really affect me. Why don't we
No,
just have them
no, no.
fight? We can cut food stamps in half if they just fight over them.
That's why it's willing. You got to be willing to do. You want to leave. If somebody doesn't like wherever they're living, they want to leave. They can do that, and it's easier than waiting for paperwork for 9 months. You just go to the gym for 9 months.
And MoJoe Sports just solved the immigration problem.
It's all
Trump
right.
will love that. He will love that idea.
That's what I'm pitching for the UFC White House.
Yeah, every year they'll do the White House card from now
Nobody
on,
will
but
think that's like the
not a
Hunger Games
single
at all.
UFC fighter is in
Yeah.
it.
There's no moral issues with what I'm suggesting at all. That's why it's let it fly.
Yeah, you did let it fly. I respect that. And if you don't respect that out there, then you don't get the show. All right. Simple as that. Do you have any other things you want to let fly?
No, I think that's it. Arizona
Yeah. Should be
Dodgers.
enough to get you canceled. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't think
you
that's
should be
that
good.
crazy. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm not saying you got to do it. It's a fair fight. It's like the World Baseball Classic. Though you beat the country, you can get citizenship if you want.
You're just in your pool and you look over and it's Francis and Ngannou. You're the only two in the pool
You.
left. You're like, I think I'm gonna stay here.
I was
Change of
kidding.
heart.
I was kidding.
One last thing I want to say, by the way, is that college basketball marching bands, they have made me realize that my favorite song that any marching band plays, it's more popular as the years go on in college sports, but they do Right Above It by Drake
Hmm.
and Lil Wayne. And it is such a good marching band song. But yeah, if you haven't seen that, go check it out. I love it.
They got some guitars too at the basketball games. You know,
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I love the bands.
They go, "Da-na-na-na, na-na-na." I also saw the Dodgers. They got a trumpet. They have an actual person that plays the trumpet
For
for
yeah,
Edwin
Edwin
Diaz when he
Diaz.
comes
Yeah,
out,
yeah,
which the D-backs have been giving them hell the past week, and we just can't finish one off. We can't get a win.
no,
So it's really infuriating.
yeah.
Yeah,
Early, it's early.
it's early. The D-backs will be frisky this year. That is my baseball prediction for the year. Playoffs. I'm thinking Yoffs.
Yeah, offs. Let's go. Last game I went to is the Phillies. What was that? There was in the there was the series right before the World Series, and
Oh, okay.
they were down 3-0, I think 2-0, and then I went to the game 5 here at Chase Stadium. That's the best playoff atmosphere I've ever been in. I think D-backs came
Really?
back, won. Yeah, it was sick. Great game.
Yeah, it was a surprising run.
Yeah,
Nobody expected that.
no, that's why it was so fun. And the Philly fans are just dickheads, right? So just
Hmm.
winning in their face. So it's awesome. It made me a D-backs fan. I wasn't before.
Hell yeah. Welcome aboard, brother.
Go backs.
Go backs.
D-backs.
And we get one final week of March Madness for everyone. So we will be instantly reacting to March Madness tournament final champion. And somebody, most likely me, will have to do a solo pod. You know what? I already have to do the solo pod,
Yeah.
whether it's with you or whether it's just solo. I've got to do the solo pod. So I've accepted it. But appreciate you listening as always. And we will see you again next week.
Adios.